When the great Babur passed away in 1530, the mighty Mughal Empire was still young, fragile, and untested. His son, Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun, inherited not just an empire, but also enemies on every border. Unlike his father, Humayun was not born a conqueror, he was a dreamer, a scholar, and a man of gentle heart. Yet history would test him more cruelly than any other Mughal ruler. This is the story of an emperor who lost everything and rose again to reclaim it. Humayun was only 22 when he sat on the Mughal throne. His empire stretched from Kabul to Bengal, vast yet unstable. His brothers were ambitious, his nobles divided, and his treasury nearly empty after Babur's costly wars. In the east, Afghan warlords sought revenge, and in Bihar and Bengal, a brilliant Afghan general named Sher Shah Suri was rising to power, a man destined to challenge Humayun's crown. Humayun's biggest mistake was trust. He divided his empire among his brothers, Kamran in Kabul, Askari in Punjab, and Hindal in Delhi. Instead of unity, this created rebellion. While Humayun fought his family, Sher Shah gathered strength. The Afghan leader captured Bihar, Bengal, and built a disciplined army armed with cannons and strategy. In 1539, on the banks of the river Ganges at Kasa, the two armies met. The battle began with chaos, heavy rain, confusion, and poor coordination among the Mughals. Sher Shah's forces attacked fiercely. Humayun's army broke ranks and fled. The emperor barely escaped, saved only by leaping into the river, supported on an inflated water skin by one loyal servant. It was a day of humiliation and a sign of greater loss to come. A year later, in 1540, Sher Shah struck again at the Battle of Kanai. Humayun's forces were crushed. Delhi fell. The Mughal emperor, son of Babur the Great, became a wanderer without land, without army, without hope. For the next 15 years, Humayun would live the life of an exile. Humayun fled west across the desert of Rajasthan. For days, he and his followers suffered thirst and hunger. He sought refuge with local Rajput rulers, most turned him away. In the midst of despair, Humayun's wife, Hamida Bano Begum, gave birth to a son, Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar, in the remote desert of Amarkat in 1542. Even in defeat, the Mughal line endured. In 1544, Humayun reached the court of Shah Tahmasp, the Persian emperor. Exhausted, humbled, and penniless, yet still regal, he sought help to reclaim his throne. The Shah agreed in exchange for Humayun's acceptance of the Shia faith and allegiance. With Persian support, Humayun rebuilt his army in Kandahar and Kabul, cities once ruled by his father. The lost prince was ready to return. By 1555, the Sur dynasty had weakened after Sher Shah's death. Humayun seized his moment. With Persian-trained artillery and Afghan allies, he marched toward India once more. One by one, Mughal banners returned to Lahore, Delhi, and Agra. After 15 long years in exile, Humayun, the emperor who had once lost everything, re-entered Delhi in triumph. But fate can be cruel. Just 1 year later, in 1556, while descending the steps of his library in Delhi, Humayun slipped, fell, and struck his head. The emperor who had endured exile and battle died in an instant, at the very moment his dream was restored. Yet his legacy lived on in the child born in the desert, now ready to inherit the world. That child was Akbar, the greatest of all Mughals. This was the story of Emperor Humayun the Dreamer, who fell but rose again. In our next episode, we meet the boy who would become a legend, Akbar the Great, the emperor who united an empire and redefined kingship in India. Don't forget to subscribe and continue this royal journey.